So today what I like to talk about is vulnerability, and I would like to bring all of you back in time 28 years, 7 months and 12 days ago. A crybaby is born, and that is me. So ever since I could remember, my parents would always tease me when I am about to cry. And that is how I got my first ever nickname, Crybaby. Ladies and gentlemen, I learned so many important lessons from crying, and today I will share with you 3 lessons that I had learned. Lesson number 1. When I was 3 years old, I was this small, tiny creature joyfully following my parents to the shopping mall, and we stopped in front of an ATM machine. And I thought my dad wanted to take out some cash. And as a good supportive citizen, I wanted to do it. So I had a tug of war trying to snatch that card away from my dad's huge hand. And at last, I won the battle. And I put the card into the ATM. I pressed the numbers without knowing the PIN number. Then, when I looked up to my parents, I saw 2 strangers' face. I don't know who were they. It was not my parents. And when I looked past the 2 strangers, in a far away distance, I saw my parents was laughing at me. I will never forget that moment when I had to run over to my parents and cry out of embarrassment, the feeling of betrayal from my parents. So the lessons learned from this is always look carefully before taking any action. And the second lesson, at the age of 7, it was my first day of primary school. I remember the day I had to let go of my mom's hand and become independent. I was led to my classroom, and like everyone else, our parents was there with us. For a while, then they suddenly disappeared when we are not looking. The bell rang and it was lunch break. So I went to have my lunch alone and checking out the school building. After a while, the bell rang again and it was time for me to go back to the classroom. However, I've forgotten the way back to my classroom. I was searching high and low, trying to find classroom 1H, and I pondered to myself, why am I the only lost child? Because the halls were empty and the classroom were filled with students. And after God knows how long was it, I managed to find my classroom. And the teacher scolded me for being late to class. So I felt wrongly accused and I cried. But what the lesson that I learned is that in life, all that matters is you know that you have tried your best. So it doesn't matter if someone misunderstood you. And lesson number 3, fast forward to 17 August 2021. I was invited to be a table topics master for a Toastmasters Club, and the theme was Be Loving. I was so excited to come up with the topics, and the theme reminded me of blessings and gratitude. With so much love filling up my soul while driving home, I actually cried. And because of the overflowing love that I have received from counting my blessings. And the driver next to me was watching me crying like there is no tomorrow. But I didn't care. I just continued crying. So the lesson here is that you can actually be vulnerable when you need to. So to me, crying is not a sign of weakness. It is a way for me to express myself as well as connecting with one another from heart to heart. There are so many types of tears, tears of sorrow, tears of happiness, or even tears of gratitude. People often confuse vulnerability with weakness. They believe that being vulnerable is falling blindly into people and relationships. But what they do not understand is that being vulnerable is the strongest thing you can be. As we grow older, we tend to harden our heart and suppress our tears if we see being vulnerable is a sign of weakness. So there is a quote by Kurt Vonnegut: "Be soft. Do not let the world make you hard. Do not let the pain make you hate. And do not let the bitterness steal away your sweetness." So take pride that even though the rest of the world may disagree, you still believe that this is a beautiful place. So let us all be a crybaby and overflow the world with sweet vulnerability. Thank you very much.